Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Does my microphone? Jeez. Sorry about that. Had no idea I was muted. And it wasn't apparent to me that that was the case. Apologies. Okay, so the game's going to continue to play on while we work on the archer. I was going to say I'm spending time on the archer's bow in this position for a good reason. It is the main feature of the character, and I am planning on making this. I'm planning on making this character obviously shoot the bow and angle the bow up and down. So by default, it's going to be angled straight like this, and I will draw it this way and then rotate it for those frames. And I did say I was going to not talk so much, but sheesh. Okay, back to it. Let's see. Again, things about this character are going to be covered up, and sometimes it's not. And so I'm going to draw the entire bow just in case. For example, in its idle position, this bow is halfway behind the character. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use it anyway. So, okay, I think we got a bow. I think we do. And this actually is an attack frame, isn't it? I'm not sure which attack frame it is. I'll just call it attack 1 for now. And I'm going to throw it in a different thing, duplicate it, and come back. So this is the bow, but I need to adjust it in the idle pose for this character, and that's where we're creating the pieces of the character. It's actually more like this. So let's just do this. This worked out really well, actually. Just rotating it. Oh, almost perfect. Almost perfect. Yep. Great. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. This is now garbage. Okay. And this is garbage. Okay. Now, let's look at the rest of the character, check that bow, make sure it's okay, and we'll move on. This needs to be behind everything. Yeah. even behind the back arm, right? Yeah. Okay. Works. And it is fuzzy. I rotated it. But the attack bow is going to look great. Really good. Okay. So, while I was muted, I was going to say this bow is going to be used in a shader that I've already made to rotate. Because I want the archer to be able to shoot the bow and angle up or down. Because they can fire 45 degrees up. Ooh, that's really far. Or 45 degrees down. And this is the standard. So, that's why I drew it this way, but also I need to think about how I'm going to compose the whole layer that will rotate. It's going to include, has to include, like, the arm, the other arm. I mean, likely the entire upper half of the body, frankly. I think that's true. So I'll have to figure that out. This layer for the hood is okay. It's kind of okay, actually. I might just clean it up a little bit. Put a little bit of texture on it and call it good. I think that's okay. I think that's alright. Oops. What tool do I have up? What the heck was that? When I reduce this character's frames, these little dots are just going to blend and make it look like I spent a lot more time on the pixel art than I actually will. I'm not cheating, you're cheating. I am down with that. Wait, which am I on this one? Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that, actually. We've already reduced this character as it was and tried it out, and it looks pretty good. Adding enough detail to sort of match the look of his face and the other artwork is pretty much all he needed. I might want to just change this. Okay. And stop me before I do too much. Oh, here we go. Nice. Oops. Um, yeah, I think we got it. Which means I can label this and call it good. Okay, what do we have now? All right, these things. So I started with just the Marauder body, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It was more successful changing the body on all the characters, so I might change it here too. Yeah, sure, why not? Got this tool up, why not? Oop, oop. Like I've mentioned before, I typically like to do a line layer on top of the fill layer. Of course, I need to have a proper fill. Hello. Because now it fills properly and the line goes all the way up to it. So I think that's more successful to start out with a brand new body layer. That said, this had detail and I need to sort of match this level of detail at least. This is kind of like a skirt. I mean, there's a belt and then there's kind of a skirt, and I don't mind copying that, actually. Whoa, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Alright. So what I was doing here is a shirt, shroud, something. Top here. A modest level of detail. So what I had before was yeah, okay. So if I did like this, it would work fine. Okay, and now I can get some color separation. Okay, and yes, I do want to make sure there is a top. What color? This color's gonna match too much, right? I actually need to do this color. Tell you what. Okay. How did the head get on? There. Okay. There you go. I'm kind of down with that. Let's fix these things. This is garbage, right? Yeah, these are garbage now. reading this right. I think I could just put these layers together. Okay. I want texture. Now again, hold on. Let's look at the original Marauder body. Yeah. Details, textures. Okay, so the texture is really just tone, highlight. Makes sense. Let's do it. What tool do I have up right now? How does that happen? And what? The tool, the settings, the layer, color. I mean, I swear, it's like, this setup is not ideal at all. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. This doesn't show at all. Cool. Then I'll do this. I mean, that's pretty successful. Well, that works. Are those all the pieces? If so, we combine them. So this one's done. So it's really the body, and this is all one piece. Let's do it. Yeah. And I think that's it. I think we have all the pieces. So now we can make the frames. This works. When I looked at this for the engineer, I realized, oh shoot, these frames are already fine. Like, here's walking, and it's kind of already done. Like, I didn't need to worry about it. Um, yep. Um, so, I get these for free. Walk. Idle isn't too hard either. This is where it's going to go fast, because if I've made the pieces, I can follow the frames for the Marauder for most of this, make new frames where I need to. But like this walking animation is totally fine. Cool. So I could immediately do walking. I can also do idle, which is really just up and down a little bit. All I really want to do is copy these frames, label it idle. Good. I think, yeah. Oh. Okay, with the pieces done, an animation cycle like idle is not hard. It's a matter of deciding what's going to happen on the idle. In this case, a little bit of up and down motion on the, let's see. Let's do up and down with the arms, including the bow, and counter that with, I guess, yeah, the rest of the body. Yeah, except for the legs, I think so. Okay, so just 2 frames. I mean, I don't care. This is, I think all the characters have 2 frames for their idle, and it totally reads, it's good enough, so that's what I will do. I'm not going to overthink it. I've already made 2 characters. They look fine. And I'm just going to follow the pattern and trust that the pattern works for me. Yeah, I don't need to do anything with the leg. Or the shadow. Okay. So step 1, duplicate them. Step 2, rename them. And then I can decide what I'm doing with these frames. Because I'm just moving them, this is dead simple. So easy. A little up and down motion is no more than moving the layer, so it's easy. Okay. If idle is starting with this frame, then idle 2 is a little bit of motion. Let's say up. Yeah. Not much, but a little. And then counter that. Let's see if this works. With a little bit now, just a very slight down with these pieces. Yeah. So the hood moves down a little bit. The body, can't see it here. The body moves up and down, and then the arms likewise move up and down. Okay. So the most visible part of this cycle will be the bow going up and down. And it will be countered by the very flat hood thing. So I think this is going to work. I'm going to justify it. I'm coping. Oh, right. Do I need to finish that drawing? I'm going to lock this thing to the head of the character and hope that this works out. Yeah, like the hit animation, the death animation are the only ones that like go too far and move the head differently than whatever they're wearing on their head. But for this hood, I'm kind of okay to leave it. Alright. Like we saw before, the Marauder attack begins with a big old wind-up. There's a frame here that is pretty dramatic compared to its idle. And then it settles way back here so that it can swipe. So there's 2 frames of this wind-up, and then swipe with a big old swish. So that's the attack for the Marauder. They're carrying a sword. I'm also going to use 5 frames for this archer. And I have to think this through. I am going to have 2 layers. One with the bow, the arms, and the head. Basically all the upper body, which I think has to include... all of that. This body is going to stay still. Is that true? Actually, wait a minute. Let's look at this. I'm going to duplicate these frames and play with this because what I'm planning on is rotating one part of the archer, and I need to make sure it's going to work. Like, I'm not rotating the shadow, not rotating the legs. I know that. But there is a question if I'm rotating this body. I don't know. I'll tell you what. It's definitely, the body's going to be part of this because... yeah, at some point, the bow comes in front of the body. Not the back arm, though. There's some question. I have to figure this out. It's interesting that the hood needs to go over everything. I don't think that's going to cause a problem, even with the back arm. Question? Let's figure it out. Alright, so here's attack frame 1. I'm going to use the legs the same. And the real question is, can I, like, rotate the body? The plan is rotating it plus or minus 45 degrees. What does that look like? Obviously the pivot is not going to be that much. Oof. Ooh, yeah, that might... It is going to be pivoted there, isn't it? Wild. Alright. I'm not sure that's going to work. It's going to pivot on this, so yeah, I can't actually. There was a moment where I thought I was going to do 2 layers for him so that his body could rotate part way, and then the upper body could rotate the rest of the way to 45 degrees. Yeah, no, this is not going to work, so I'm not going to do that. I will leave the body out of this. Instead, so I can pull the bow out, but as soon as I'm pulling it back, that needs to be... Yeah, there's actually going to be some rotation that I also animate programmatically. What am I saying? I'm saying this. This kind of rotation that I can do here in this program, I will do the same thing but in Unity. And it will look nice, I promise. But I need the rest of his body to also be able to do that. In a way that looks okay. I'm not sure I got that. Let's figure it out. I might actually be okay with you know, I'm gonna need something like this. And then starting from there, make the rest of this work. I could do that. I mean, that looks okay. It's not precise because the arm is in front of the body. But, you know... It's actually not terrible. This bow kinda needs to be in front of everything. Front arm. Wow, the hood. See, I keep... Now I'm gonna have a problem here. Yeah, that hood cannot go in front. It's okay. Let's move this in place and see what it looks like. This front arm. Hi. No. The front arm. Nope. I mean, does that not look like he's pulling back the bow? Of course it does. It's going to be good. Yeah, I need him to at least do something like this. So now here's the question. Can I legit just have this? And rotate all these. Okay, this is a test that I actually need to do. It is completely separate from what I'm doing right now. But I need to grab all of these layers, combine them as if they are in the engine and being rotated together. And I need to see how that looks. Just to confirm this will in fact work. Okay, so these are now duplicated. These will be combined. And now I can test. Plan is to rotate this plus or minus 45. And that's not exactly right. Why is this, you know what? It's pivoting somewhere weird. That's what's weird. Oh, wild. It found a pivot on one of the layers. Okay, that's garbage. Reset that. There we go. No. What's this? Where are you going? Stop. Okay. Dude, where is this thing? Where is this center going? So weird. Okay. Clearly, this needs to be 64 by 64. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Does that work? Well, it's not pretty at the extremes. But I think it works. This is when they're up in the towers. So the bottom part of their body really isn't being shown very much. They're going to be on the ground when they do something like this, and this looks fine, actually. Okay, and they're going to dynamically be able to, do any of these. Like, they're, shooting close range on the ground, they'll be like this. And the farther away their target is, they're going to do more of this. The extreme would be like this. And so they won't do this very often at all. And it's only up at the tower. They'll be like this down to there for the really close range marauders, whacking at the tower which is totally fine. And all I really need to see is the top of the bow. So I'm down. This works. This is effectively the frame that I want. Let's just lock this down. This is fine. This is what I was thinking of. So this is going to be a separate layer for an overlay for this character when they're in attack mode. Okay. Good test. Actually, I'm going to save this. This is not attack 1, but it is an overlay. Overlay. It's not back arm. It is simply attack. Let's say top. Oh, it is overlay, huh? Yeah, overlay. Okay, so if that's true, they've actually shot the bow, right? Because the bowstring, right? This is not the last frame, but probably like if the last frame is 5, they're putting the bow away. So this is probably 4. I'm down with that. And in fact, I can copy this and make 3 right now. I'm anticipating at least 3 and 4 are overlay frames that have all of these pieces together. So I'm down with this. Oh, shoot. Except for the bow. Yeah, I like this frame for 4, but 3 actually needs... I need to redraw the bow. Darn, I should have thought of that. It's okay. So, not this, but I am going to make attack overlay 3. Oh, that's weird. I think I actually put that front arm behind the hood in this, and I don't think I want that. I don't think you noticed, though. I think it's okay. So let's fix this bow. We need, at minimum, we're going to redo the bowstring, but I think we're also going to make this thing pull back a little bit. I think I want to redraw some of this wood here. Okay, and using this as a guide. Sorry, using that as a guide. Need to redraw this. This body is in my way. These feet are in my way. Okay. Oh, tools, you're in my way. Do the tool that I actually want. Better. Alright. That's where the bow is normally. This is where it is now. I mean, right? Looks pretty good. So, that's what it is when it's shot in frame 4. This is what it is before that. And I need to have the other layers. This needs to be on top. Yes. There we go. And if I put the body on that, I put the body on that, how we looking? Pretty good. I am not yet going to worry about the arrow. The arrow is going to be a special thing. Cool. So, frame 3, they pulled it all the way back, and that's where they really are going to sit till they fire it. Actually, I don't think they're going to sit. I think they're just going to shoot. In other words, this rotating stuff with the overlay probably needs to happen immediately in the attack animation. So I'll have to figure that out. And then, boom. I'm down. And then frame 5, they're settling the bow back in place. I'm okay with moving this bow back behind again for that frame and lowering it so it settles into the idle. That'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. These always go on top. Cool. So I have to do frames 1 and 2. And I have to figure out the layering on this. Alright, that's a good stopping point for a minute. I need to take a short break. All good. You can look at the game. The bots are playing. I mean, the queue is open. Is that true? Yeah. Queue is open. And I think the AI is up too. So if you wanted to join, you could say Command Q, and a bot will join you and play. You can use more help, M-A-U-R help, when you're playing to see all the commands. Alright, I'm going to take a break. Back in 2 seconds. If you're just joining us, this ape is a little under the weather, so I would prefer to stay silent and just work. We are working on this game that we see the bots playing at the bottom of the screen. Right now that you just see one character, but hold on. We already did another character's animation frames. So, I mean, technically you can spawn them. The bots don't know that they can spawn the engineer, but they could. Problem is, the engineer is, like, completely useless. They're supposed to be the ones who can build, but you don't need them. And instead they act like marauders, which is stupid because they have very few hit points, no defense, terrible attack. So they just run in and die. It's hilarious. They look cool though. So we have an engineer, and now we're working on the archer. Again, I'm feeling under the weather. So just focus on this. Yeah. I know I'm going to overthink this, but yeah, I am going to overthink this. I'm sure I am. Sometimes when I'm sitting here trying to figure out a problem, and I am faced with the idea that I may in fact be overthinking it, I will occupy my brain with busy work, and another part of my brain will work on the problem, and at some point it'll all meet up and work out fine. This front arm is actually not frame 1, is it? No, it is not. No, I don't think I want that at all. No, it is not. Would... In this case, the busy work I'm going to do is making layers and naming them, and then I'll deal with it. Right. I am I'm going to compose frame. Oh, wait. Okay, I already have that. Okay. Likewise, this back arm is not right either. Don't want that. There's a frame where I want it to come up from the position it's in idle. And then do stuff. So, yeah. In fact, in frame 1, the bow is going to be back there too. That's true. Okay. And I may, in fact, change my mind a bit. But this is where the bow is in the idle, and so frame 1, the bow needs to be... Yeah. And I don't want to get lazy about it, but you know what? I think the bow in frame 5 needs to do something similar. Maybe even the same. That's interesting. Here's the issue. These things have to be layered appropriately. It makes sense that the bow is back behind the character on frame 1. Me switching to 2 layers is fine. I just need to know where that is. close. Cool. That actually, yeah, I can see that. All right. Now what to do with this front arm? And by the way, on frame 2, this bow needs to be in front. I'm okay with that. That actually works okay. But by frame 2 as well, the front arm needs to be close to this. In fact, he's got to pull the string back. Oof. All right. So frame 1 of this front arm actually needs to be pretty far forward and rotated. Yeah. I mean, it really does. So, better. There we go. If frame 1 of the front arm is back here, I mean, it's okay. That works. Okay. So I think this is frame 1 of the attack animation. Okay, and I have 3 and 4 frames. I'm starting 5, but I'm going to go to 2 now. This needs... What do we need? We're going to go to there. Actually, yeah, this is where it actually needs to be its own full overlay. So just like this, it needs to be its own thing. It's starting to aim, actually. Yeah, it has to be able to rotate. So this is a frame I need to compose. Actually, it's very close to 4, isn't it? It is. Is it not just 4? Hold on. Is this exactly the same? No, it's not because of the front arm. Okay, that's why. No big deal. No big deal. The front arm here, let's do the busy work. We got a bow, it's in front. We have a back arm as well. It's gonna link up with that. You know, let's just do this. This will be fun. Right. That's true, then. This front arm probably needs to be in front. It needs to. And we're going to rotate it. Yeah. Where this is going to be back there. Yeah. I don't know where I am. Can't see. Okay. Oh, it's in front of the bow. Really? Wow. Right then. And wait, how does this look? Like garbage. How low can we go here? It's actually not bad. The problem is I don't want to cover up his face, you know. I don't get any more if I keep it up high. I don't get anything cool out of that. Do I? Kind of reads, doesn't it? I'm worried about the hood and the shoulder, but you know what? It just needs to do this for one frame. I think that's as low as I can go. Okay, that works. And that would mean we have frame 2. And this is all one overlay, just like the others? I think so. Hold up. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Then let's do it. Now, I was thinking about the archer's attacks, and I guess it makes sense. His primary attack is the bow. You know, just like the engineer actually has an attack animation as well as build, because that's his special move. is the archer's special move the bow, and then he also has an attack. You know, what that means is, does he try to use the bow even if he's like right in front of a marauder, basically overlapping a marauder character? You know, I am gonna overthink this, aren't I? So here we go. Chow. Looks good. And starting from this frame, looks pretty good. And so frame 5. This bow isn't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. At minimum, I need to get it up here. I need to get it around the body. Yeah. Shoot. I didn't want to fuzz it out twice there. But I think that's true. Forearm. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have these frames link up to idle like every other character, and I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it, and then I'm going to decide if it works by looking at it. I'll come back and fix it if it's wrong. But I think this is right. Oh. Okay. What happened? Where are you going? Yeah, I'm done with that. This bow has to go back behind the body the very next frame. But I think we're close enough to it that it will read. It makes sense. I hope. I mean, the alternative is actually move this down. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I may have already gone down as far as I can. Shoot. Okay, then that's that. This is frame 5. I'll leave it in pieces like this. I don't need the overlay. So really, the middle of this animation, there is an overlay. My shader should be able to handle it and rotate as it needs, but it should ease into that by getting into this pose, at which time I can quickly rotate from 90 degrees to whatever it needs to between here and here. And likewise, come back to 90 degrees for, or close to 90 degrees for this so that it hooks up. I don't know how that's going to look. It's a pretty dramatic change. If this is 90 degrees of rotation, for example, sorry, 45, 45. If I have to do 45 degrees of rotation, quite a bit. Of course, I'm not in the right place. That's quite a bit of rotation. It'll look good for the arrow flying. But it's a big change between that and what it needs to do for these other frames. So like this frame, for example, will be in the middle of rotating partway there. And it has to read. It started to get into this pose, but it is already beginning to rotate. So if it's halfway, yeah, it's not bad actually. It's actually not bad. So it's like he's getting ready to fire, or he's just fired, and they are on their way back to 90 degrees. Okay, that'll work. I'm convinced. I'm just going to go for it now, because I'm in danger of overthinking. Okay. Idle. Walk is straightforward. I basically use the idle frames, but I use the walk legs. Attack. I'm glad I got that done, including the overlay. Hit. Right. Hit. For the Marauder, hit means you go down really hard and then come back up. Even the body doesn't even move. The engineer was different, but I was really overthinking that one and saying the engineer is so weak that it reacts more when it's hit. I think that's fine. The archer is not necessarily weak. Hit animation. Why is this bow fuzzy? guess that's what it is. It's okay. So I'll make a bunch of copies and move this up to the group where it is handling hit. I'm going to do the head the same, actually. Steal that. And you know, if the body doesn't move, then I'm done with that. So I'll just grab the bow. Oh, I do need a body, don't I? Alright. I only need a body because I'm going to put it over the bow. So, yeah. What else? The legs stay the same. So I think that's it. Okay, let's do hit. I think there's 3 frames of hit. Yeah. And it basically just goes to an extreme and settles back to where idle is. Cool. For example, the helmet got smooshed over the face of the Marauder, so I'm going to do something similar for this. Okay. This similar to that. Actually, yeah, that's a big hit. I go further. mean, if I go too far, look what's happening to the shoulders. This is likely to be a problem. Let's do this. And I want to see the difference. I mean, that's not very extreme, actually. Actually, quite a lot. I don't need to do much more, do I? Alright, I'm gonna go with it. Okay. What I'm playing with is just how it goes into this hit and then settles, and basically there's an extreme in the middle for these limbs. I'm going to do the same thing with the front arm, actually. Let's do the extreme. Yeah. So let's do frame 2. Yeah. Um, yep. Where, um, oops, where the frames to and from it are just moving a little bit. I'm not explaining it very well, but between there and there works. Between there and there works, and that's all I need. And it will link up to idle, so I'm good. Now, frame 3 looks like this, and I just need to adjust this. Yeah, so this is going to settle back to idle, and hit is done. Yay. Okay, if I've got idle, walk, attack, hit, I could do cheer and death. I don't think I'm going to do a special move on this guy. So what I would do if his special move was the bow and he had a separate attack for, like, you know, melee combat, it would probably link up with the code better, but eh. You know, he could, like, whack people with the bow. No, you know, I'm just gonna leave it like this and have him just do this attack, right? Effectively, there is no special move. He just does the attack with a bow, even if it's close range. And then I'll look at it, and I'll decide if that is okay. Let's do cheer. For our Marauder character, the cheer is raise the sword a little, raise it a lot more, and then raise it up high, and then go back and forth being low and high before going back down and letting it settle. Yeah, we could do something similar with the bow, I guess. Raising the bow up high, sure. In fact, I don't think we need to do much more than just the back arm and the back bow, right? I'm convincing myself, yes. If that's true, Um, I mean, yeah, if that's true. I should be able to just put these two pieces together, right? I mean, there's no reason not to link these two up, right? I think so. Um, and duplicate. Actually, no. Let's rotate it first. Sure. Wow, I have very little room. What do you know? What do you know? Okay. That's the highest point I can go. This actually needs to be much lower. Okay, and this is all behind the character, so, frame 1, this is totally wrong. Likewise, I can merge this down. I think so. Okay. What? No, oops, these are backwards. This is 2. This is 3. Okay. So, idle. Shear 1 with the arm back behind that. Is that gonna work? How low can I go here? Probably there. I think that's as low as I can go. Okay, so idle, frame 1, it's back behind the entire character. Frame 2, frame 3, does that, goes back down. That looks like cheer. I'm down. Cool. So really it's just death now, right? Death, hit, walk, attack, idle, and yeah, that's it. Cool. What we found when we were working on the engineer was that not only can we use the original Marauder animation sets as a guide, but turned out death was way, way easier than I thought, primarily because we could just reuse a lot of it and adjust the big pieces for the rest. So it turned out, famous last words, but it turned out to be fairly straightforward. So let's go for it. I need to duplicate, why did I get rid of that bow? That bow was really cool. Like the original drawn bow is gone. It's terrible. I'm going to go ahead and make some frames and throw it in the death section. So I'm ready to go. Oof. Yeah, okay. Right, the bow is behind, actually. The bow is behind everything. It can stay behind, that's fine. Cool. My brain is barely functioning. I'm glad I'm getting this done, but goodness me. Okay, so we got those. I'm going to keep... Oh, right. Legs in the shadow of the basic Marauder is fine. I think the back arm is fine too. Can I just check this out for a second? Back arm. Yeah, actually. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. No, totally fine. Let's just use that. In other words, get rid of this. And we're going to replace the body. So we need a copy of the body. I have a strong feeling this hood is going to be a problem. But if it is, I'll just keep it locked to the head. Okay, body. Head is the same. We don't have a helmet, we have a hood. No sword, we have a bow. It's in the other arm. We'll keep the front arm, these are fine. And so it's really just the hood. Dude, this is going to be fast. Nice. We like easy. Easy's good. I would almost prefer to code than do art. And I'm going to be glad to have both the engineer and the archer frames done so that I can just do code. That'll be fun. Okay. I am going to make 2 of these copies here, anticipating that I'm going to start rotating them and stuff, but I kind of want to keep a fresh copy exactly like this to rotate from each time. Likewise with the body. I'm going to do 5 frames of death, just like all the other characters. Not thinking about it, just doing it. Real simple, real simple. Okay. And that's it. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, so here's how it goes. There's frame 1, where we are reusing the head. Oh, right. It's like he got hit. So we're going to lower the hood. We're going to look at where the body is. In this case, body is there. So it's tilting back a little. And we will do that. We have a back arm that actually isn't showing. Why isn't the back arm showing? That's odd, right? Well, I'm going to give it because I don't think there's any of these frames. For death. Death has its own shadow, even. That's how specific it is. Okay. Yeah, back arm isn't even there. That is weird. Okay, wait, I need a back arm. And there we go. Which, no, that's like not the right pose, but meh. Let's do this. This is rotated back. Rotate. Rotate. Okay, so this needs to go like this. Go. See, this is why I made copies. So I'm going to do this. Just keep ahead of it. So I always have an original copy to work from. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, actually that pose for the arm isn't terrible, right? Where is this arm gonna go? Oh, way back there. Okay. Good to know. I will make note of that. So there's a body, head. I'm going to adjust the hood. Hood needs to definitely go down. Alright. And in fact, let's go back. Yeah, totally. Okay. front arm is gonna go this direction. Well, right, he's basically being knocked off his feet. So, you know what? Can you just adjust this one too? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm down with that. That actually looks better. Cool. I mean, I like seeing the shoulder, like he's hunched and whatever. So I'm kind of down with that, actually. Okay, this next frame is going to be extreme, so yeah, I'm down. This is frame 1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, we've already got that. So now we're going to do frame 2. Okay. Not sure what that back arm is doing yet. Or the bow, for that matter. The body is 1000% tilting back. Big time. So let's do that. Oh, the bow and the back arm need to be way behind the legs. I didn't think about that, but that's totally true. Let me just throw all that back there right now. Okay. So the body, the head, and the arm. So now the hood. This hood is definitely going to be rotated a lot to match the head. I think like this. Let's try it. Oops. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Where now the back arm really needs to come back here because the next frame is way back there. So this back arm really needs to go like forward. Likewise, bow. In fact, shall we have the bow flying out of his hand? It was here. Now it's there. Think so. I think so. Where it was here in his hand. Now it's falling out of his hand. I think that's right. Frame two, frame two, frame two. Have we done it? The changes between frames get pretty extreme pretty quick, so I want to stay ahead of it. Okay. Yeah, frame 3. Includes a back arm that is way over there, so the bow falling out of his hand is fantastic. Let's go with that. In fact, I think I'm going to begin to rotate it. Cool. Frame 3 of legs. Pretty extreme. The frame 3 of the body, likewise, totally crazy. Yeah. Frame 3 of the head. Frame 3 of the front arm. I'm down to just keeping all of that. Now I need to adjust the hood. Okay, this needs to definitely be like that. It's a wild guess. I mean, pretty good guess. Not bad. Shadow stays the same, so now we're on frame 4. Back arm is way below. Bow needs to totally change. It's probably going to do... Boop, boop, boop. It's going to be falling here. So let's go ahead and rotate it. Legs. And the body is pretty crazy. Basically flat. Okay, that's good. And in fact, I think I'm just going to copy this frame. The next one. The head. One arm. Foot. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make a final rotation on this as well. Yeah, see, the lighting doesn't make sense anymore. I'm going to ignore that. I like the idea of it settling out like this. So I'll put it here now. Make sure it actually links up. Yeah, it's okay. Right? There's an arc. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I will duplicate this. And probably just settle it. Let's see. Okay, so this is frame. Okay. I think this needs to come down more. And so does this. Because this is basically going to be flat on the ground. Okay. This is frame 4. Cool. Frame 5, same shadow. There's the back arm. The bow really, really, really needs to be flat on the ground if I can get it there. Yeah. Legs. Oh, the body is settling. Okay. Done. There's the head settling way back. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh no. That might be as far down as I can go. Oh no. There's the... Okay. So if I move this up, it's not terrible, right? Oops. I think it's fine. And that's frame 5. And that's death. And triple check. Cheer. Death. Hit. Walk. Attack. Idle. That's all of them. Ooh. Okay, gotta be honest. Struggling again today because of stupid COVID. You know, if you're feeling symptoms, don't go out. If you need to go out, wear a mask. Stay distant from others and do good. Do right by them. Don't be a jerk and give people COVID. That's why I'm staying indoors and doing this. Hey, what do? We did animation frames for one of the 5 characters. This means we have 3 of the 5 characters animated. Well, the frames. And we can import these frames, bring them into the game. This game that's playing down here. And bing, bang, boom. We can make them run around and shoot arrows and cheer and take hits and die and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, cool. It's fun to have the game running, even if it's just 2 bots going at it. Speaking of which, I am going to really overhaul the AI on the bots later when I have all the characters. Yeah. Hey, my connection to the Twitch servers is just slightly better. I've only dropped, 43% of my frames. Ridiculous. Hey, this is fun, but we normally do game design and game development, and then we play games. And so this is an example of game development where it could be code, or it could be art, could be audio, could be writing, you never know. The game design is figuring out what is the best way to present art, audio, and what systems drive those things in code to properly present a narrative to the player. Design is a difficult thing to define, but, if we say it's just making things better, that's pretty good, actually. That's not a bad definition. Today, we're just making stuff based on a design that's already there. So we can implement it, and then we can check it out and see how it works. And if it's not working well, or it could be better, we make it better. And that's design. It's a combination of the artistic and science. Because we'll take a wild idea and we'll test it. Yep. That's design. Hey, I had fun. Although I am struggling, I need to have my tea and hang out and import these frames. And yeah, I'm excited to code them up so you can see the engineer and the archer along with the marauders that you see at the bottom of the screen. I'm excited. Let's do it. Have fun. Take care. Do well. Be good. See ya.